Audiobook presents Blind Faith by C.J. Lyons, narrated by Nick Landrum.
June 6, 2007, Walls Prison Unit, Huntsville, Texas. Chapter 1. Sarah Durant flinched as faded blue-checked gingham curtains rattled open to reveal the prisoner strapped to a gurney. One of the women behind her gasped. Sarah leaned forward, one hand flattened against the glass that separated them from a monster. She breathed through her mouth. It was the only way to choke down the heavy air trapped inside the tiny cement-walled room. She and the other witnesses were gathered behind glass so thick halos circled the objects in the white-tiled execution chamber on the other side. Bulletproof glass. Who did they think would be doing the shooting? The condemned man, already woozy from sedatives, or those who came to watch him die? Sarah curled her hands one into the other and held them still on her lap, shivering as the air conditioning blew a frosty stream down on her. 11 others were crowded into the room with her, families representing the other victims. She barely noticed them. They were here for closure. She needed answers. Her gaze narrowed to a laser-sharp focus aimed at the prisoner beyond the glass. His arms were extended, needles inserted into veins on both sides of his body. 7 leather straps crossed his body and limbs, holding him in a position eerily reminiscent of a crucifixion. But this man was no Messiah. This man was the devil incarnate. Damien Wright was medium-sized, someone who wouldn't stand out in a crowd with his bland face, blander features. Sarah knew better. She knew his cunning. Hidden behind his facade of normalcy smoldered a sick desire to torture and maim. Even here, on his deathbed, he persisted in tormenting her, denying her the slightest measure of comfort or peace. She wasn't sure why, of all the victims, Damien had focused his sick power plays on her. She wasn't anyone special, just a schoolteacher from upstate New York who lived in a village of less than 500 souls. Her brown hair was usually pulled back into a ponytail and forgotten about, leaving it free to fall around her shoulders on special occasions, like today, the execution of a serial killer. Damien's sweat-beaded skin glistened as he lay beneath a large, round surgical light. His eyes were squeezed shut against its unflinching illumination. The warden nodded to a black-suited man with a small silver cross on his lapel. The man stretched out his hand, his wedding ring shimmering as it passed through the beam of light, and pulled a black microphone down. Sarah rubbed her own ring finger, tracing the plain band Sam placed there 6 years ago. Uncoiling like a cobra, the microphone bobbed hypnotically above Damien's lips. A click, like a muffled gunshot, echoed through the witness room as the warden switched on the intercom. The scratchy sound of Damien's breathing filled the room. Sarah found herself inhaling in time with Damien, could almost smell the antiseptic and surgical tape and the stench of sweat and nerves emanating from beyond the window. Alan Easton, who sat beside her, gave her hand a comforting squeeze. "You okay?" he asked, his tone that of a friend rather than her lawyer. She was the only family here to bear witness for Sam and Josh, the only family Sam had left. And Josh, how could she not be here for her son?
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.